Hey, welcome everybody. It is June 1st. If you're just hopping on, you probably want to hop right off because I'm a train wreck. My name is Kevin Thiessen, and I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Omaha, Nebraska. I have been a demonstrator for 29 years. In January, in 6 months, will be my 30th year as a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. So that's pretty exciting. Um, I'm going to show you something. I'm not really going to stamp anything. I just want to show you a fun little gift giving idea, I guess. Um, I won't finish it because I've taken up too much time already, but I will finish it and post the end results on my page so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, there's Chris, there's Cheryl, there's Donna. All right, people are watching this train wreck. How fun is that? All right, so if you have been following me along on the card today in May, what a great month it was. Lots of inspiration, lots of creativity, lots of sharing, and that was really awesome. So I'm hoping that you have jumped over to my Creations by Kevin, Kevin's Cards um, business page. So now you can follow me here as well. Um, and this is where I do a lot of my online classes and things of that nature. So let's just talk about Stampin' Up! For just a minute. A couple of things that I want to bring to your attention. Now, it's going to be a little confusing, so I want to kind of share it now, and then I'll be sharing it in the next few days as well. Stampin' Up! Is starting a 50% off promotion starting on Tuesday, uh, June 3rd. Now, it's going to be a little confusing, and I'm hoping to explain it as best as I can. So, what it's going to be, it's it's going to be um, emphasizing on our suites. And a suite in Stampin' Up! Language is like a stamp set, dies, DSP, embellishments, ribbon, embossing folders, everything that comes together. So you can buy it as a suite. So it's one big suite. And then it's usually, I don't know, they run between, I'm going to just throw out a number like 50 to $100, I guess. That's wide range. Um, but they're doing a special starting on the 3rd. And it's going to go through the whole month of June. Now, what it's going to be, it's buy one suite, get your second suite for 50% off. So I'm going to explain it the best I can. So, and this is pretty simple, actually. So you buy this suite and you buy this suite. Okay, they go into your cart. This is all you're getting is these two suites. So this suite is 72.95. This suite is 58. Okay. So you're going to get half off of this suite, the $58 one. Okay. Makes perfectly good sense. I think it makes sense. So buy a suite, get a suite, and then the cheaper of the two is your half off item. Okay. That super simple, right? Okay. Now let's go another idea. Now let's say on the same order, you like four sweets. Okay. So you order four sweets. Okay. And so now out of those four sweets, the two that are the cheapest will be half price. Again, makes perfect sense, right? Okay. So let's make it a little more difficult, shall we? Okay. So now it's not only just the sweets, you can get pieces out of the sweets for 50% off. I'm going to explain this again as best as I can. Let's say you get this suite, everything's in it, and it's $95. And then you want to get a stamp set out of another suite. Okay. So since it's in a part of a suite, that you're ordering the full suite of one and a stamp set out of another suite. Okay. So now the stamp set will be half price. Okay, makes sense. So you're paying full price for the big suite and then half price for the stamp set out of another suite. Okay, still should be pretty clear. Now let's say that you don't want to buy a whole suite. You just want some DSP out of a suite. So you have, let's just start simple. So one suite, and then you like the DSP, so you want to order two of the DSP. And DSP is designer series paper for those of you who are new. It's 12 by 12 most of the time. So you're gonna buy two packages of DSP, same suite, and one is full price, one is half price because it's part of a suite. Now, let's say you get DSP out of this suite and DSP out of this suite. It's still the cheaper of the two is half price. It just makes sense. Now, here's where it gets a little complicated. Let's say you buy suite A and suite B, and suite B is cheaper. So you're gonna get 50% off of that. Now, in your cart, you're shopping and you think, oh, I really like the DSP that is in this suite. So I need extra DSP. So in your cart now you have two suites and your DSP. You're thinking you're going to get one of the suites for half price, but you're not. You are going to get the DSP for half price. So you really need to think about what you're doing when you place your order, because now you have three items in your cart that are all essentially suite items, either a suite or pieces out of a suite. So my suggestion to you, and it's I don't want it to be confusing at all. If you have an order and you're confused, call me, message me. I will help you order it. The best thing to do is to do multiple orders. I know you're gonna pay more in shipping, but in the long run, half off of a suite is really good. So what I would suggest doing is if there's two suites that you want, order those together and whatever else you want that's not part of a suite. Because again, if you order two suites and you order even embellishments that happens to be in another suite, your embellishments are going to be half price, not the second suite. So my plan is I have four suites that I want. I'm going to order all four suites on one order. Full suites. That's all that's going on my order. So the two cheaper suites are half price. Make sense? Should make sense. Okay. So now let's say you want to order, you like the ribbon, you like the DSP, you like the embellishments. Do your homework, write out everything that you want, and make sure the best thing to do is order in twos. So I'm going to say it's kind of like Noah's Ark. Okay. So you want to order everything in twos. So um, of the same price range. I know this is so confusing because again, if you order six things that are all out of a suite, the three cheapest are going to be half price. Clear as mud? Exactly. Okay, so I have some demonstrator friends. We are going to make a video to try to explain this a little bit more after Tuesday so we can share our screen so you can actually see it going into a cart. Um, Now, don't be alarmed if you're ordering, you think you're getting one suite for half price. Obviously, look at your total of your cart, because if it's more than you think, then you have something in there smaller that's being half priced. Ugh, so fun. So fun. It's gonna be such a fun month. And it's my birth month. Why are we doing this on my birth month when it's gonna be confusing? It won't be. We'll be fine. We just have to get our thinking caps on and do the best you can. So it is a great deal. I mean, it is a really good deal because, especially if you're buying full suites. Now, here's the next problem. If a suite is missing an item that's not available, the whole suite is not available. So if the DSP is like not available right now and it won't be available until July, probably, that whole suite is not available, only bits and pieces out of it. So I know everybody's telling everybody this, and it's going to be a nightmare. But if there are full suites that you are wanting, you need to order them right away on Tuesday, because I have a feeling that's going to go fast, because it's going to go fast. So um, yeah, so that's my tips on the special coming up on the 3rd. Um, the best thing to do is do your homework, write down all the things you want. You can go to the Stampin' Up website and type in suites and everything will pop up. Um, Again, it doesn't have to be a whole suite. You could buy a bundle out of a suite, and a bundle would be the stamp set and the dies. And you can buy a bundle out of another one. again, whichever is the cheaper of the two, you'll get for half price. Okay. Don't buy two bundles and then a roll of ribbon that's in a suite. Otherwise, your ribbon's going to be half price. Whoever came up with this promotion, oh, mercy. All right, there you have it. Okay, that was fun, huh? All right, let's make this little project. Um, I haven't made this for a very long time, and I had somebody ask me, um, they needed a gift for I don't know what she ordered it for. I think it was for her daycare provider or something. I don't know. And she wanted me to come up with a idea. So I just decided to go to all of my stuff that I have and figure something out. So we're gonna make a little notebook holder and let me share my screen. And again, I'm not gonna make the whole entire thing, but I'm gonna show you how to make it. Look at this mess. Okay, I'm gonna show you a couple different ways. Now, this paper here has become my new favorite DSP. This is the Cheers and Sips. And ironically, this paper is going to be the craft alongs for my summer online retreat, which is this month, the 27th and 28th. If you want to know more information about how you can attend that, it's all over on my Facebook page. So you can read it there and I'll put it on there again. But I love this paper because you really don't have to do much to it because it's fun. Um, Lots of different ideas. Now I'm going to show you this too. With this paper, I think that this would make an awesome um Halloween cards because you have oh no, what just happened? I dropped something. Okay. You have a green, you have a black, and there's an orange, but I don't think it's in here. Oh, here it is. So do these not look like Halloween colors? And then you could, I know this isn't really Halloween, but it's kind of purple. So you could make really fun Halloween cards out of this paper. But what we're going to do is we're making a mess. I'm going to show you how to make a notebook holder using, um, let me get it over here, using one of our DVD cases. So you can purchase the cases in fours, and these are the exact same cases that our stamp sets come in. Okay, so you get them in four. So you have four. Now you could use these for a variety of things. You could use them to put, if you have Stampin' Up! Kits, you could put the stamps in here. You can put your paper pumpkins in here, all kinds of stuff. So these are just fun little DVD holders. But I'm going to show you how to make it into a note holder um, by using this. Okay. So first we're going to make um, our background because you know it's kind of naked. You can see right through it. So I'm just going to be very simple, and I'm going to take my Cheers and Sips um, piece out of here, the piece that's already comes in here, and I'm going to measure that. Because why make it harder than it needs to be, right? So this measures, I'm gonna say 10 3/4. Oh, well, let's make it a little bit. Yeah, about 10 and a little shy of 10 3/4 by I think about 7. So we'll do 7 by 10 3/4 and cut that down. Okay, so I want to use this piece of paper. I love this too. That's a whole nother story. Okay, so I want it to go in this way because I want this to be my 7. I'm gonna cut that at 7. and then set that aside. That should be about right. Okay, and then it was 10 3/4, but it was a little shy of that, so I'm just going to cut it down a tad bit. Okay. All right. So this piece should be the same size. Okay. Okay. So now you're going to take this in your blank case. Now you can put it in either way, whatever, if you want the drinks to be on the outside or if you want that to be on the outside, totally up to you. But I'm going to have the drinks on the outside. So I'm just going to slide this in here. And it just fits snug right in there. And I didn't score it because I want it to be a natural score. Okay. So look at that. So see, now you've covered up your case. Hey, look, people are watching. Everybody, I can't really tell because I don't want to like get sidetracked because that happens easy too. All right, so see how fun that is? And now you're inside, you have like this. All right, so let's put this back in here. Now you may have seen me talk about how I store. I was trying something new. I used to not like this, but I'm keeping my dies in with my stamps um for a hot minute. We'll see how long that lasts. But um and then behind here, this is the sheet that was with the dies. So keeping it all together. Right. So, and these are just magnet sheets that I get from Stamp and Storage. I am an affiliate with Stamp and Storage, so if you would like to purchase these with using my code, that would be great. So that's your regular case. All right, we'll set that aside. So now we have this fun case with the drinks on it, and um, it opens like so. All right, so we're gonna do a couple of different things. So I said we're gonna make it a notebook holder, but we're gonna do something different first. So what we could do is, I believe that was 5 by 7. So let's cut this at 5. I can put the measurements on afterwards. I'm really winging this as I go. So that fits nice in there like that. And then I, I mean, I like seeing this, but it's kind of fun to cover it up as well. Hi, Nan, how you doing? Heidi, Donna, Ruth. Okay, look, we got people. So you can put it in like that. And then let's take another piece that's kind of coordinated. Um, so, um, I love these cups and the glasses because you can use the dies and cut those out. But I don't know if I want to use that or you know what? Let's make this one how I intended to do it, and then we're gonna do another one because I don't want to cut into this paper. All right, so for this to be a notepad holder, I just went on to Amazon. I know you can buy these um at your local um I don't know stores, but this is a smaller legal pad. Now here's the problem. Um it doesn't fit. So that is irritating. All right, because it's just not going to fit in there. So I did these a while back, and I want to show you what I did. So I ended up cutting it down. And so you're going to cut off about up to the third line. I don't know how much that is, whatever, not that much. So you put it in your paper cutter and you cut it off, and then Now it fits inside and it's nice like that. Okay. And then so you shut it. Hi, Melissa. I know these are fun, huh? Okay, so you have it with your pad inside. Now, I have these RSVP pins, and these work best for this project. Um, because I want the pin to go inside as well. Now, here's my problem. Well, I have lots of problems, but at the pins in here, it it'll shut okay, but I wanted to make sure that it shuts. And it's kind of bumpy a little bit, but I think it would probably be fine. Now, when I made these for a class, I took them to, this is a scary thing. I took these to, I'm not going to tell you where, a place that cuts things. And I said, could you cut this down to 5 by 7? And I got 30 of these back. And I'm going to show you this side first. So that fits nice in there, doesn't it? So it fits good. And now they cut this side down here. So now my pin will actually fit on the side. And now it shuts really nice. Okay. Um, the trouble is when I got all 30 of these back, look at this. Do you see what they did? They cut them all crooked. So I was a little peeved because I know it's just paper and it's fine, but I do like that the pen sits a little bit better. But if you um I don't know, I looked everywhere to find Donna, did you find paper that actually fits or did you have to cut it down? Because I searched the world for this paper to fit. But you can see the difference of flipping over this. As you can see how much I cut off. And here's the real one. So that's how much I had to cut off for it to fit. And again, it's okay, but my OCD tells me it's not okay. So that kind of irritates me a little bit. So I think we're gonna go ahead and go with this one that I just cut the bottom and the pin is gonna have to be fine. It'll be fine. Okay. So what we want to do now is we're going to attach this onto um, the back. Now, I would suggest, let's set this aside for a minute. I would suggest that you use a strong adhesive on the back. Now, I know, let me grab this. We sell tear and tape, and I believe tear and tape is probably strong enough, but red tape is probably going to be your best bet. Okay. Um, red tape we don't sell anymore, so you can get this at a craft stores. But I'm going to use tear tape because we sell tear tape. So we'll see if it stays together. But before I attach this, I don't like this Amazon basic showing. That's kind of not fun. So let's cover that up a little bit. And so we're going to take this piece here and I'm just going to measure this out. Now I realize it's going to cut off some of it, but I think it's still going to looks kind of nice. So this is 5 by, let's say, um, let's do 1.5, and you'll see what I'm going to do here. So 5 by 1.5. All right, so we'll bring our cutter back in and we'll go 5. It might be a little long, but that's okay. And then by 1.5. Okay. Because we just want to cover the black. Okay. And I didn't make it real long because you don't need to waste paper because we're gonna fold this over and it no one's gonna see that anyway, right? So that is going to be and you'll still get the effect that it's the cups. So let's put this together. Again, we're gonna just I am a big green glue person, but we're gonna use tear tape for this. Um, let's see, Donna says my paper pad was smaller, but the pad and pen kept falling all over. Okay, I'm gonna show you a trick with this. So tear tape, if you've never used it, it's great stuff. It's you tear it, you tape it. Okay. So get it on here. I'm gonna just take a pick tool and pick that off. All right. So now I could have done it this way, and that would have been fine, but then that's the same as the inside, so it's okay. All right, so lay this right on here to cover up your header. All right. And then I'm going to take a piece on the back and then pick that off and then just bring this over. And so now you have that covered. And that was going to look nicer when you put it in here because now it kind of goes with the whole theme. Um, okay, now before we put this down, we want to do something with the pin. Um, in this suite, it comes with this ribbon. Oh my gosh. And this is what's it called? Gold striped. You see that? Now, I don't know if this is gonna work as well because I when I made them before, I used like a stronger ribbon, but you know what? This comes in the suite and we're just gonna try it. So take my ribbon scissors and just cut a piece off. Okay. So just a little piece, you don't need a whole lot. And then you're gonna take it and wrap it around your pin kind of loosely. So your pin will slide in and out. Okay. And then what I'm gonna do is set my pin in here. Now I know my friend Melissa's gonna yell at me, but I'm gonna use Scotch tape just because it'll be easier for this. So I'm taking my pin, wrapping this around, and I want it to be kind of long because I want it to have some movement. All right. So I'm going to tape this down just so I know where it's at. Then I can pull the pin out. I'm going to tape it down, secure it a little more. Just so I know where the pin is going to go in. Okay, so now that should be pretty secure. Now on the pad, I'm going to put the tear tape on the back of the pad. Now, what I think is best, you really want to use quite a bit because, like I said, tear tape is it's stronger than obviously the glue, and I think you could probably use the Seal Plus, but I don't use Seal Plus either because I'm a green glue person. All right, so I got that on the back. No, I'm gonna put these off. Okay, now it's pretty sticky, but I am gonna go do one more this way because I really want it to make sure it stays in. Okay, so I'm going kind of crisscrossing it. You probably don't need to do this much, but I just think that. Uh-huh. Again, if I were to do this, I would probably use the red tape just because, but I think that this works, and I want to prove that this works because we sell this, right? All right, so now I'm going to take, you see, you got all the tape on there. Um, Melissa, sometimes Scotch tape is okay, but tape and tear, yes, tape, tear and tape is awesome. All right, so I'm gonna put this back in here. Now it's gonna be really sticky, so you're gonna make sure that, and then just press that down. And so now you have your little tabby here for your pin. So you shut it. So here we go. And then you have your pin will go right in here. Now let's make sure it should just slide right in. That way your pin stays together. How fun is that? And then it actually shuts. So ta-da. All right, so let's do a little bit more. Let's put a pocket over here. Okay, so now we know that this is, what did we say it was? 5 by 7. You know what? That's perfectly fine. So we're gonna make a pocket. And I think that this is probably perfect. So what we're gonna do is make a U. You make sure it's right side up because if I put the tape here, it's gonna oh, it'll be upside down. So I want to make sure I put the tape this way. These are really fun little gifts to make. Um, we made these at one of my retreats one year, and we used the coffee paper, and they loved them. So you're just gonna do like a U or a C, um, whatever letters you want, like that. All right. Then we're gonna, I should have. You could cut, die cut, or punch a circle. I don't think I have a punch over here. Um, I was good. I just put all my stuff away. But so you could punch a circle, so it'll be easier to get things out, but it'll be fine. All right, so Melissa, look at all the tear tape I'm using today. You should be impressed. Okay. All right. So now this is going to go just right in here. So now you have a little pocket so you can stick things inside. I mean, this is super simple, right? But it's just fun to to make these. Let's do a little bit more. So now I think you guys, this is crazy how everything's the right size. Um, I should use strawberry slush. I don't have any of that right here. So we're gonna use this because I don't think I have strawberry slush paper on the floor anywhere, which normally I would have that, but this kind of matches with it. It'll be okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do with this is because we're just gonna jazz this up a little bit. I'm gonna make this 1 inch because I want a little bit of like a topper on here. And then because I want to tie that, I like this ribbon. So let's now take the ribbon and set that aside for a minute. And we're gonna make it so. And we're gonna take our tear tape and go all the way across like that. And we're gonna take it off. And then I'm gonna turn it and I'm gonna put little pieces. Oh, someone's trying to call me. Um, little pieces on the side so that when my ribbon's gonna stick. That tear tape is really awesome. I don't use it enough. Get that off there. All right, so now we're gonna take this piece of ribbon and I want to put it right in the center of the cardstock. And I'm just gonna fold it over. And so it's going to appear that it's going all the way around, which it's not. So you have it like that. Okay. And now I am nervous about this. I'm gonna put a little bit more, oops, tear tape across the ribbon because I really want it to stick. Look, my friend Beck Hall is watching from Australia. I like Beck. I like all of you. I need to do Facebook Lives more often. I get frustrated because it's it never goes well getting started because of all the changes. And so it's just makes me feel inadequate. But okay. So I just put more tear tape just to hold that ribbon down. All right, so then we're gonna take that. I'm just gonna line it up on here. Now again, if I would have put um a little cut, I would have done that afterwards. I probably wouldn't have done the ribbon like that. Okay. And now I'm gonna take another piece of ribbon. And this is jab, look, it kind of matches your pin. All right, so I'm just gonna slide this under here really easily. All right. So now if you watch anything I've ever done, I always do rabbit ears. So I do one and then another, and then I just take those two and tie it into a knot. Now, here's the important thing. I want it to go back and forth. So if you pull your ribbon the way you want it to lay, so I'm going to pull it like this. So now it's going to lay this way. If I would have pulled it like this, my bow would have been up and down, but I want it to be across here. You guys, this is pretty. It's so pretty. Let's pull it. You gotta just kind of play with how you want it. And then take your ribbon scissors. How fun is this, huh? Fun? A little thing here. All right. Um, so you have it like this. Now you could, and I don't have my card handy, but you could make a card to put on the front, just a panel. Let's see, do I have anything here just to show you? Nothing that's going to match, of course. Um, let's see. Well, you know, what's up? Uh, you know what? Let's just make something because you guys are here. So what I would do is, um, let's do like a panel would be 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, but I want to do it like a first layer. So we'll see if we want to cut it down some more. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. And so that could lay on there. And that actually looks pretty nice. I like that. So now let's grab another piece of white. And we're going to do this another 1/4 smaller. So that was 4. So this will be 3 3/4. And this was 5 1/4, so it'll be 5. All right, so that would lay on there like that. And so see where I'm going with this? Okay. So I could cut this down again and have another layer look, but I think we're just gonna do this. All right. This is not really what I intended to be making, but you know what? How fun is this? So this is going to be on the front, and um, with these, if you are a fussy cutter, this is a fussy cutter's dream because you can really do some fun stuff with this. So I'm not going to actually finish this, but I will do it and I'll show you at the end. But so I'm going to design something on here and I might take some letters and maybe like if this is uh for Beck, I could put Beck's notes or whatever I want to put on here, but I'll finish it and I'll post it. So then this would then go inside here. I mean, I'm gonna just glue it together so you can get the whole effect. And like I said, I will finish it and take a picture of it because we don't need the, you get the idea. But there's so much you can do with these. And we do sell the cases empty. So this could be a card. I mean, what I would do if I give this as a gift, I would put a card inside of here, and then that way the card's in there. Look at that. See how nice it fits in there? Just slides right in. Uh, um, but I want this to be on the outside of my. So of course I would, you know, well, if you have this folded, then you know where your creases are. So you could take it all the way out and then you could decorate this by putting it on here. Because you want it to be, I would say you want it on the inside. Now, if you want to do some pop-up and things, then you want to have it on the outside because if you're popping things up, it's going to be behind um, that plastic sheet. So I might try it both ways and I'll post you and show you. There's one more thing I want to do with this and then we're gonna be done. So you get the idea, right? Put this all back together. Oh my goodness. Okay, slide in there. Okay, got it. Okay, so if you wanted to do it where you have things popped up, then this would have to go on the front like this. And then you can pop up your things. But I prefer to have it inside because I want to make sure that it's you know, so it'll be like that. It'll be straight. You'll see. I'll finish it. Okay, so one more thing I'm going to do with this is the pin. Now, the reason I use these RSVP pins is because it's okay, but you want it to be fancy and look good. So let's pull it out. And these come apart. Well, obviously not when it comes off, but you can take off the barrel part and pull it out. Okay. Now, I have seen people that have just taken DSP and just covered the front, but we're gonna try it on the inside because I think that is another cool way. Um, let's see, do we want the pin to be like this? You're not gonna really see much of it. If we use this, then the pin would be. I'm gonna go with the funky part. Okay. So now here's where I don't know the measurements for this. We're just gonna wing it. Um, I'm gonna say we're gonna start at 3 and 3 1/4. Okay. So we want this to be. I'm gonna just go chop off a little so I don't waste all that. Okay. So we want it to be. What did I say? 3 1/4. Yeah. 3 1/4. All right. So that's pretty good. Okay. So now what we want to do is just roll it around the pin, and you want to get it um, just nice and firmly so it rolls. Okay, just kind of roll it up. That now it's obviously going to be too long, but I'm just kind of rolling it just to get that effect. Because now we want to cut off some of this bulkiness, and I'm going to go at 2. Let's see if this works. In fact, this to me is like Wing It Wednesday. I'm just kind of winging it here. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this inside of here, and I still think it's probably a little bit too bulky. So I will have a real measurement for you. Um, I'm going to go down to 1.5. And some are probably saying, "Oh, it's this measurement. I already done these." Okay, well, I don't know. All right. So the problem I have ran into with doing these is um, getting the pin piece back in. So make sure it's right set up because see the bottle's going this way. And you really need to roll it kind of fairly tight. And it will expand once it's so let's unroll it and just roll it kind of small. I wouldn't do 100 of these. I don't know what time we were gonna do 2 of these. It is hot here in Nebraska today. It's 92 degrees where I'm at. It's warm. I should be outside. Okay. You just gotta kind of play with it and then put it into the barrel of the pen. And you just want to kind of work its way in all the way down. Oh, now I remember. When I did this the first time I ever made these, I made it longer and then I cut it down. So that's what I probably should have done. But I will finish this and show you. But then obviously you just take the pen and you put it in and then you um put it in like that. And then here's the lid. Now imagine that's done. And I'll have a finished one. So this way, when you put your pin back in, it's a pretty pin. So it matches the whole thing. So that basically I just showed you the shell of how to make this, and I'm going to finish it in a little bit. But let me show you one more thing real quick. Um, the other idea that I wanted to do again, and I won't make the thing, but I just want to show you. So it was 7 by 10 3/4, but a little shy. So there's 10 3/4. So we grab another one of the cases. And again, it's super easy to put these in. I'm going to have the flowers on the outside. So let's put this in. That, and so when you shut it, I mean, isn't that just pretty? That's pretty just like that, right? Um, so then, oh, thanks, Donna. So then with this, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put a pad of paper in here, and I don't have the right stuff. But what I want to do is I'm going to make a pocket, but I thought about doing like a diagonal, so it's like a folder. Let's see. We're just going to do it because you guys are here. Why not? Um, I think I'm gonna do blackberry for this. Let's see. That might be too low. Well, that'd be pretty. All right. So what we're gonna do is cut this at I think it's a 5 by 7, didn't we? So 5 by 7. And now we're gonna cut it diagonal. And I just put it on the track and on the track here. So that way I have it lined up. And a tip, I never start up here or down here. I start in the middle because if you start here, you might rip it. And so this way you know it's going to be right. Okay. So don't ever start at the top or the bottom, start in the middle. So then these pieces are going to go like this. And then you're going to have pockets to put stuff in here. Okay, I'll finish this and show you. But and then you could also then take your DSP and put a piece on here. You guys are going to be amazed when you see what's all done and pictures of it, but you'll get the idea of how to do it. So I love having pockets like this. You could make this, you could put um, monthly receipts. Swing it, swing it Sunday. I like that. Look, I'm starting to get all of like creative all of a sudden. I could put on here um June's receipts, and then I could have all of my June's receipts in here, and then I would have one for each month, and I'd have 12 of these. And you could do them for the holidays. You could do December would be Christmas, and then you have all 12, all your receipts in one spot. Oh my gosh, I am a genius. Okay, so I'm hoping you all purchase these from me. Um, you get four, so you'd only need 3 packages if you're gonna do each month. But wouldn't that be cool? Just put June's receipts, um, or whatever you're gonna put. So, all right, I'm gonna quit voweling, but I do want to just show you how awesome this will be because I'm gonna have this finished and I'll take a picture. But I love that you can decorate these like this, and then to have a little pocket, to have your paper. Again, you do have to cut the paper down a smidge so it fits, and I will put the measurements and make sure you put your ribbon piece underneath with Scotch tape. And then I'm going to pull that out because I will finish that later. But then you'll take your pen and it's going to be all fancy like that. Like I said, you can take, I've seen people and I don't like it, how they'll take and put tape on here and then wrap it around. But then you have I don't it's I well I put it on the inside and you're gonna see the words. So it's up to you, whatever you do. Anyway, your pen fits nicely in that little loop, and you have your card in here, and then um this. So what do you think? Ta-da! Hopefully that made some people happy and you can see some different ideas. All right, so let's stop sharing that screen. Um, I hope that I didn't scare you at the beginning with the 50% off special that's happening starting on Tuesday. We will have a better idea once it gets going, but just know, please, I don't want people getting all upset that why wasn't this half price when they thought it was half price. You order in twos, the cheaper of the two is your half price item. If you want ribbon or you want smaller items, order that separately because that will throw you off. But um, let's see. Nan says you could wrap a piece of string around the pin barrel and the width of the paper, insert a close enough measurement. Well, yeah, that's a good idea. Um, I put my ephemera pieces in them. Oh, yeah, well, that's a great idea to store your, because you'd have little pockets. So I'm showing you down here to put your ephemera pieces in there. You could do all kinds of stuff with these. And they're not just for your stamps. So, all right. I hope that was something new, maybe something that you have done in the past and you kind of forgot about it. But if you want to sign up for the summer retreat, it is the 27th and 28th. It's $65. And it's lots of ideas. And I've already started posting the presenters. I have 18 presenters from Australia, Canada, United States. It's going to be lots of fun. So now I need to remember how to shut this off because that's always the tricky part. All right, everybody. I hope you have a great rest of the weekend, what's left of it, and happy June, happy birth month for me, and we'll see you soon. All right, see you guys.